A revolutionary wave is reshaping the rules of engagement. Ibrahim Traoré, Assimi Goïta, and Abdourahmane Chiani have boldly declared, "The era of Western dominance is over." How will Donald Trump, back in the White House, respond to this defiance? Rich in resources but burdened by Western exploitation, military interventions, and dependency-driven aid programs. But now, three leaders, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, are standing up to centuries of domination. These men are no ordinary leaders. They are symbols of a movement prioritizing sovereignty, equity, and dignity over submission. Their rise to power marks a pivotal moment in Africa's modern history, and their defiance has not gone unnoticed. Their actions have stunned Western powers, leaving leaders like Donald Trump with a choice: adapt to Africa's demands for respect or risk losing influence entirely. What happens when a young African leader defies the West and leaves global superpowers stunned? Ibrahim Traoré's bold power moves are rewriting the rules of geopolitics, challenging Western influence, and shaking the foundations of global politics. From expelling French troops to forging alliances with Russia, Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré is making waves. His defiant stand against Western dominance has left even Donald Trump speechless. Dive into the story of how one man's vision is reshaping Africa and the world. Chapter 1. Ibrahim Traoré's rise to power. Ibrahim Traoré emerged as a pivotal figure in Burkina Faso's political landscape following the September 2022 coup. At just 34 years old, he became one of the youngest leaders globally, marking a significant shift in leadership style and priorities. His rise was fueled by dissatisfaction among military officers and civilians over the previous administration's failure to address the escalating jihadist insurgency. Traoré's leadership style emphasizes pragmatism and direct action, resonating with many in a nation grappling with insecurity and instability. His ascent also reflects broader frustrations with governance in West Africa, where coups have become increasingly common. Traoré's focus on military-led reforms and his promise to prioritize national security have defined his tenure. While his leadership has sparked hope among some, it has also raised questions about the long-term implications of military rule for Burkina Faso's democratic future. Chapter 2. Traoré's background and military career. Ibrahim Traoré's journey from a geology student to Burkina Faso's leader is marked by determination and military excellence. Born in 1988 in Kera, he joined the armed forces in 2010 after graduating top of his class at the University of Ouagadougou. Traoré underwent elite commando training in Po in Morocco, earning respect for his field expertise and commitment to frontline operations. Rising through ranks, he became captain in 2020 and was appointed Chief of Artillery in Kaya by Lieutenant Colonel Damiba. Known for his close ties with soldiers and hands-on leadership during security missions, Traoré played a key role in overthrowing President Rochmark Christian Kabore during the January 2022 coup. His reputation as a rank soldier who rose through merit distinguishes him from predecessors, solidifying his position as a leader deeply connected to both military ranks and national struggles. Chapter 3. Burkina Faso's struggle with jihadist insurgency. Burkina Faso faces one of Africa's most severe jihadist crises, with groups like Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin and ISIS affiliates controlling vast territories. The insurgency began spreading from neighboring Mali after 2014, exploiting political instability and weak governance structures. Rebels have gained local support by providing services and enforcing Sharia law, creating socio-economic dilemmas for civilians. Government responses have included controversial tactics such as civilian militias and trench networks around towns like Barcelogo, often leading to humanitarian crises. Under Traoré's leadership, there has been an intensified focus on regaining lost territories through direct military action rather than negotiations, a departure from previous administration strategies. However, persistent attacks highlight challenges in achieving sustainable peace. The insurgency has displaced millions, disrupted livelihoods, and strained resources, making it one of the most pressing issues for Burkina Faso's stability. Chapter 4: Traoré's Anti-West Stance and Geopolitical Strategy. Ibrahim Traoré has redefined Burkina Faso's foreign policy by distancing the country from Western influence while fostering alliances with non-traditional partners like Russia. His administration expelled French troops stationed in Burkina Faso, signaling dissatisfaction with France's counter-terrorism efforts under Operation Barkhane. Instead, Traoré has sought support from Russia through Wagner Group operatives, aligning with other Sahel nations like Mali that share anti-West sentiments. This shift reflects broader frustrations across Africa regarding perceived neo-colonialism and ineffective Western interventions. Domestically, Traoré promotes Pan-Africanism as a cornerstone of his geopolitical strategy, emphasizing African sovereignty over external dependency. These moves have sparked global debates about shifting power dynamics in Africa, while drawing criticism from Western nations concerned about growing Russian influence in the region. Traoré's bold stance underscores his commitment to reshaping Burkina Faso's place on the global stage amid complex regional challenges. Chapter 5: Expulsion of French Military Forces. In early 2023, Burkina Faso formally ended its military partnership with France, giving French troops 1 month to leave the country. This decision came amid growing dissatisfaction with France's role in counter-terrorism efforts and increasing anti-French sentiment among the population. Approximately 400 French special forces, stationed under the Sabre operation, were withdrawn following a symbolic flag-lowering ceremony. Protesters in Ouagadougou celebrated the departure, reflecting widespread frustration over France's perceived ineffectiveness in combating jihadist insurgencies. The move also signaled a broader shift in Burkina Faso's foreign policy, as it sought to assert sovereignty and explore alternative security alliances. Chapter 6: Strengthening Ties with Mali and Niger. Burkina Faso has forged stronger alliances with Mali and Niger through the formation of the Alliance of Sahel States, a confederation focused on regional security and economic integration. This partnership emerged as all three nations faced escalating jihadist threats and strained relations with Western powers. The AES aims to enhance military coordination, particularly in border regions like Liptako-Gourma, which have been hotspots for insurgent activities. Leaders have also announced plans for shared economic policies, including a stabilization fund and an investment bank to boost development. The alliance represents a departure from ECOWAS, signaling dissatisfaction with its handling of regional security issues. By collaborating closely, these nations aim to reduce dependency on external actors while promoting collective sovereignty. The AES is seen as a bold step toward addressing shared challenges through regional solidarity, marking a significant shift in West Africa's geopolitical dynamics. Chapter 7: Traoré's relationship with Russia and Wagner Group. Ibrahim Traoré has pursued closer ties with Russia as part of his strategy to diversify Burkina Faso's security partnerships. High-level discussions with Russian officials have focused on military cooperation, including training programs for Burkinabe officers and pilots. While Traoré has denied the presence of Wagner Group operatives in Burkina Faso, speculation remains strong about potential collaboration, similar to that seen in neighboring Mali. Russia's influence in the Sahel has grown as countries seek alternatives to Western support amid rising anti-colonial sentiments. Moscow's involvement is viewed as an opportunity to strengthen local military capabilities while challenging traditional Western dominance in Africa. However, concerns persist about the long-term implications of such alliances, including potential over-reliance on external actors like Wagner. These developments highlight Traoré's pragmatic approach to reshaping Burkina Faso's foreign relations while navigating complex global power dynamics. Chapter 8: Domestic Policies, Civilian Militias, and Mining Reforms. Traoré has implemented sweeping domestic reforms aimed at addressing security challenges and boosting economic self-reliance. His administration expanded civilian militias known as Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, integrating them into counter-insurgency operations, even with concerns over their training and accountability. On the economic front, Traoré announced plans in late 2024 to revoke certain foreign mining permits to prioritize domestic gold production. This move seeks to increase state revenues from mining, which currently contributes 15% of Burkina Faso's budget. Artisanal mining employs over 1 million people, making it a critical sector for local livelihoods. By focusing on resource nationalism, Traoré aims to reduce foreign exploitation while fostering economic independence. These policies reflect his broader vision of empowering local communities and strengthening national sovereignty amidst ongoing security and economic challenges. Chapter 9: Traoré's Vision for African Sovereignty. Ibrahim Traoré has positioned himself as a champion of African sovereignty, advocating for reduced reliance on Western powers and greater regional self-determination. His rhetoric emphasizes reclaiming control over natural resources and prioritizing local solutions to security challenges. Traoré envisions a united Africa capable of addressing its issues without external interference, aligning with broader Pan-African ideals. His leadership within initiatives like the Alliance of Sahel States underscores this commitment to regional autonomy. By fostering partnerships with non-traditional allies such as Russia and Turkey, Traoré seeks to diversify Burkina Faso's international relationships while challenging neo-colonial structures. His vision resonates across Africa, where similar sentiments are gaining momentum amid frustrations with Western policies. As he navigates these ambitions, Traoré faces the challenge of balancing external partnerships with his goal of achieving true independence for Burkina Faso and the broader region. Chapter 10: The Alliance of Sahel States, a new regional bloc. The Alliance of Sahel States, formed by Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, represents a groundbreaking step toward regional autonomy. This confederation focuses on military coordination, economic integration, and shared sovereignty. Leaders have committed to combating terrorism in the volatile Liptako-Gourma region and fostering economic resilience through initiatives like a stabilization fund and investment bank. The AES also aims to establish a common currency, signaling deeper economic ties. By withdrawing from ECOWAS, the bloc underscores dissatisfaction with its handling of regional crises. The alliance has strengthened ties with non-Western nations like Russia and Turkey, reflecting a shift in geopolitical priorities. With a combined population of over 70 million, the AES has the potential to redefine security and development in the Sahel. However, challenges remain, including managing internal stability and securing international recognition for this bold new partnership. Chapter 11: Traoré's bold message to the West and Donald Trump. Ibrahim Traoré's defiant stance against Western influence reached new heights with his pointed message to U.S. President Donald Trump. Traoré criticized Western policies in Africa as exploitative and ineffective, emphasizing the need for African nations to reclaim their sovereignty. His rhetoric highlighted Burkina Faso's pivot away from traditional alliances toward partnerships with Russia and other non-Western powers. Trump's response, offering solutions while asserting U.S. readiness to re-engage, revealed the complexities of U.S.-Africa relations under shifting global dynamics. This exchange symbolizes a broader geopolitical shift where African leaders increasingly challenge Western dominance. Traoré's unapologetic tone resonated across Africa, inspiring calls for greater independence from external interference. This diplomatic confrontation underscores how Burkina Faso's leadership is reshaping perceptions of African agency on the global stage. Chapter 12: Global Reactions to Traoré's Anti-West Offensive. Traoré's outspoken criticism of Western influence has drawn mixed reactions globally. African nations have largely applauded his boldness, viewing it as a call for regional self-reliance and resistance against neo-colonialism. Conversely, Western governments have expressed concern over Burkina Faso's growing alignment with Russia and its implications for global security dynamics. France, in particular, has faced strong backlash as Traoré expelled French troops and suspended military agreements. International observers see this as emblematic of waning Western influence in Africa amid rising anti-colonial sentiment. Meanwhile, Russia has welcomed Traoré's approach as an opportunity to expand its footprint in the Sahel region. The United Nations has urged dialogue to prevent further destabilization in West Africa. These varied responses highlight how Traoré's actions are reshaping alliances while intensifying debates over Africa's role in global geopolitics. Chapter 13: Implications for U.S.-Africa Relations. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership has introduced new complexities into U.S.-Africa relations. By rejecting Western military aid and fostering ties with Russia, Burkina Faso has challenged long-standing U.S. strategies in the region. Washington's decision to scale back involvement earlier this year reflected frustrations with Burkina Faso's pivot away from traditional alliances. However, recent overtures from President Trump suggest a renewed interest in rebuilding ties amid concerns over Russian influence in Africa. This evolving relationship underscores broader tensions between African sovereignty movements and Western geopolitical interests. For the U.S., balancing counterterrorism objectives with respect for African autonomy will be critical moving forward. Traoré's policies have also sparked debates within U.S. foreign policy circles about the effectiveness of traditional aid models versus newer approaches that prioritize mutual respect and collaboration. Chapter 14: Traoré's impact on global power dynamics. Ibrahim Traoré has emerged as a disruptive force in global politics by challenging Western dominance while advocating for African sovereignty. His leadership reflects broader trends across Africa, where nations are seeking alternatives to traditional power structures dominated by Europe and the United States. By aligning with Russia and forming regional blocs like the AES, Traoré has redefined Burkina Faso's role on the international stage. These moves have shifted power dynamics, forcing Western nations to reassess their strategies in Africa amid declining influence. His policies have also emboldened other African leaders to question neo-colonial practices, signaling a potential realignment of global alliances. While his actions have drawn criticism from Western powers, they resonate deeply within Africa as a call for independence and self-determination. Ibrahim Traoré's audacious moves have not only redefined Burkina Faso's future, but also sent shockwaves through global politics. As he continues to challenge Western influence and champion African sovereignty, one thing is clear: the world is watching. Will his bold vision succeed? Only time will tell. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the leaders shaping our world.